Okay, I was expecting Abyss to come back with another monstrous tag team partner, or to come back with a monstrous manager, or someone who's worked with monsters before, but instead he comes back with Magnus. And yes, I question that, but at the same time, it could have been a way to put Abyss up in a higher place in the main event scene. But when Magnus tried to explain Abyss's insurance policies part of his match, with the fact that tonight we had the look like the continuation of a Abyss and Eric Young feud, it kind of broke that down, and I'm questioning the Abyss and Magnus pairing. But after the boring chants that Magnus got from the crowd, which what do you expect? I felt that the way Magnus won at Lockdown, it was different, unexpected, but maybe it worked the best to get fans truly behind the the reign of Magnus, the future of Magnus. But we have Abyss versus Samoa Joe for revenge. And this match, I don't think it was really about the match. As you saw, the monstrous Abyss didn't care about the rules. He was starting to show that dark character again. But then Eric Young had to come out and save Samoa Joe. So they're continuing, it looks like, Eric Young and Abyss. I don't know. Again, the whole Abyss involvement right now is still questionable in my opinion. Remember Gail Kim's open challenge to any new or old knockout, and the ones that defeated her would get a knockout championship match? Well, we got all these new knockouts that fans wanted to see sign with TNA, wanted to see build up the knockouts division, but they lose and they disappear. And Madison Rain comes in and yada yada, you know the story. But in comes this week, the week after lockdown, and Brittany. She comes in the ring, puts on a quick short match against Gail Kim, defeats her, and the commentators are announcing that Brittany, is a new knockout for TNA. It's a shame you had the Blossom Twin, you had other knockouts who, yes, they may have lost to Gail Kim, but if you combine all these knockouts that performed live on TV, the knockouts division would have so many more knockouts, and you would have given them more of a chance for the fans to get behind, like and love. But I will say this, congratulations to Brittany for defeating Gail Kim. But again, that's the match. After the match, Lady Tapper showed great signs of turning on Gail Kim. So Gail Kim staying over as the top heel in the knockouts, but then you get Lady Tapper turning base, even though you were teasing this big monstrous knockout, Lady Tapper and Alpha Female. But I guess with Alpha Female potentially leaving soon, because it was only a short contract or time in TNA, you had to still do so with Tapper. So Gail Kim vs Lady Tapper, one Divas feud, a potential, what I'm going to go on to next, another one, the Knockouts main championship feud. So there could be about 3 knockout feuds in TNA. Pretty good idea. Maybe you could question the Gail Kim and Lady Tapper one, but it's still something to add to the knockouts. The other knockout feud that could have been teased tonight is we have the return of Angelina Love. Yes, you could Mr. Zombie her, but having her back, it's another knockout back. Yes, there were fans on Twitter saying, well, what can we do with her? What can we do with her? But we want to build up the knockouts division. We want to add new matches. So to have Angelina Love here, and hopefully new knockouts coming in, or to at least have more than one knockout match going on at a feud going on at a time. This is a good way of doing it. And when she was in the ring with Velvet Sky saying, "Oh, fans are asking me all the time to reunite the beautiful people." I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. You know, they come up to you and say, "Reunite the beautiful people," even though you're no longer with TNA. When there's no uh, concentration of any tag teams in the knockouts anymore, maybe they're going to have these two face each other. Maybe Velvet Sky is going to say, "Yes, let's reunite the beautiful people," only for Angelina Love to turn on her. I don't see the beautiful people reuniting. I think this is just a way to build up a feud between these two. Even though the gut check challenge is no more, at least TNA gave us video packages to know who these wrestlers are and the chance for them to speak. Going into lockdown, going into this week's Impact, the Japanese wrestlers and Tiger Uno did not get that. Yes, there are fans that know who they are. Yes, they put on great performances. Yes, they won both their matches. But I don't feel that's enough, because there are still fans who don't know who they are, don't really know the history. They may be entertained by the match, but it's been said before, and I'm saying it now, it's not always the match that gets us entertained or gets us behind the wrestlers. Even though my favourite segment was when Rockstar Spud and EC3 did that farewell segment for Madame Dixie Carter, they had a video prepared for her to show her greatness, but how it all came crashing down because of Bully Ray and MVP. They had a speech prepared. EC3 stood there encouraging Rockstar Spud to perform, speak out proud, ignore the crowd who were chanting boring, lapdog. These two worked really well. The crowd reacted well to it. It was just a very entertaining comedy segment. MVP came out to shut the show down. He did not allow this. And MVP states that MVP now stands for motivate, validate, and participate. And the first motivation thing he's going to do is stop Rockstar Spud being the chief of staff, because he doesn't need it anymore. Rockstar Spud is now going to become a full-time wrestler again. His first match is against Willow. I'll get to that in a minute. And then he says, "I haven't forgot about you, EC3. You're going to be against Bobby Lashley." Because you know, at lockdown there was the whole, "You can't face me, you shouldn't be here, you're not signed." Well, MVP signed him as a wrestler. That match is booked for next week. And having Lashley back, say what you want about him, he's got the power, he's a active wrestler, and having him in TNA, having a somewhat named wrestler against EC3, a guy who looks like he could destroy EC3. We're going to see the greatness of EC3 really break out next week. And we also get the EC3 sounding really positive about going to show Lashley how great EC3 is when EC3 goes on to defeat Lashley. The whole of this segment was just pure brilliance. The heels look great. The new GM, who I'm all for, I feel MVP is going to go forward with the positivity, the entertainment, and I feel that with him around, wrestling, being the GM, motivating wrestlers, validating their performance, and participating in bringing the best out of TNA. Again, this was just pure brilliance on behalf of all wrestlers involved. When it came to Willow versus Rockstar Spud, yes, we didn't for 1 minute think that Rockstar Spud was going to pick up the win here. But Willow, a guy who was in the face team at Lockdown, uses his umbrella on EC3, takes down the ref, and uses the ladder and does a splash onto Rockstar Spud. with all this going on, Willow's been a bit of a stalk all night. He's done a face thing by facing Rockstar Spud, a heel thing by using a weapon, calling a DQ, taking down a referee. Yes, his character is all over the place. He's not Jeff Hardy, he's Willow. Yes, he needs to be spotlighted because he didn't really seem to get the best reaction at Lockdown. But this was just crazy. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think it's good to make Willow an out of control character. I think it's brilliant. I understand the importance of character building, believe me, I really do. But when Sam Shaw brings out a Chrissy Hem mannequin and it costs him the match, when Mr. Anderson threatens to punch it and kiss it, that's just silly. That's not character building. That was just stupidity, and it weren't even funny. It was just stupid. I'm sorry, TNA. People try and defend that, but that was just stupid. EC3, the Bromans, Rockstar Spud, and Bobby Roode lay out Buddy Ray earlier in the night. Then throughout the night, Buddy Ray's taken each member out before leaving Bobby Roode for the finale. And after Buddy Ray cuts a promo saying how his career flashed before his eyes when he got mic checked into that crappy coffin, and how he didn't know if he would get the crowd behind him again, how shocked he is. Well, the A-Snakes did kind of kill you, didn't they, Buddy Ray? But he calls out Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode, the great heel he is, actually runs to the ring, gets in the ring. The two fight. We want table. The crowd are definitely behind Buddy Ray again. Buddy Ray, my favourite heel in the company, now turned face, puts Bobby Roode through a table to show I'm coming after you. This is our feud. We're going forward. And Buddy Ray versus Bobby Roode. Yes, it's a shame Buddy Ray's not a heel, but this is a great feud going forward, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But the question is, to finish this segment off, wasn't Buddy Ray a little while ago trying to set people on fire, sending threats to someone's family? Not really a build-up face thing to do. So it's not really believable to see Buddy Ray as a face just yet. But if this is the feud going forward, go for it. Try and make us believe in Buddy Ray as a face again. But overall, people, I thought this was a very good show. It had its great points, its questionable points. But questionable points is what's going to help to keep our interest going in the upcoming weeks. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.